Hi guys, my name is Bo and I'm a vocal coach, singer and songwriter from the Netherlands. In the last two lessons I told you about the basics of singing. So we talked about breathing, good posture. We did some nice warm-up exercises, some technique exercises. And today we'll talk about timing. Timing is so important, not only when you're singing alone, but especially when you're singing with other musicians. For example, when you play with a pianist, a guitarist, even with a whole band or with a choir. The thing with timing is you have to think ahead of time. A lot of times the problem comes when you breathe too late and then you are behind the beat because you were not prepared for your entrance to come in. So you always want to be prepared by breathing properly and having good posture. If you're having problems with that, you can check out my first vocal lesson where I'm telling more about posture and more about breathing. But next to those two things, it's very important to think ahead of time. So don't just sing along, but do your own thing independently from what everybody else is doing. So you are your own timing. It's very important to be an individual as a musician because a lot of times you are just singing along because we are used to sing along to the radio or sing with someone else. But it's very important to be your own person. You are a soloist. So you need to take charge of it and be responsible for your own timing. A lot of times, especially for singers, we are not aware of some of the basic principles that apply to music. So today I want to help you a little bit to get more feeling for timing. Let's talk about the metronome. One very important tool that no musician should ever live without is a metronome. You don't have to own a real one like I do, but you can just download an app on your telephone for free. So get it right now, it's very important. No matter how professional you are or how good your timing is, sometimes you have to practice with a metronome because your own perception of timing is totally different from the reality. Sometimes when we're stressed or when we're tired, our perception of timing can change. So, a lot of times we think we are just in time, but we are not. You can hear it when someone sings a cappella. Let's just try it. Think of a simple song. I choose Happy Birthday. And when someone sings it a cappella, you can hear most of the times that people leave out some beats. So when I sing a cappella, it sounds like this. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. So people leave out beats, they speed up, they slow down. And if I want to have real exact timing, it will be like this. Let me do it a little bit faster and with a metronome. Right. I grab my metronome, looks like this. When I put it on, you will hear this. And singing Happy Birthday on this beat will sound like this. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Nana, happy birthday to you. Alright, so in the sentence happy birthday to you should be a beat. You should hear the tick tick from the metronome. And when we sing a cappella, we usually speed it up in the parts where there isn't any music or there isn't the vocal line. So when you sing it a cappella, most of the time people do this. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday, and they drag it along. So when we sing with a metronome, every once in a while, You don't always have to be and want to be singing with a metronome, because you will sound like a robot. You will be always perfect on time, and that's not making music. But it's so important to know and to get a better feeling for accurate timing and how the timing should be. So if you practice with a metronome every once in a while, your own perception of timing will be more accurate. Well, let's talk about some principles. Happy birthday was in 3/4 time just now, but let's pretend we are in 4/4 and we're gonna set our metronome on 60. So let me check. It will be like this. And the number on your metronome resembles how many beats per minute. So 60 means 60 beats per minute, which means the beat is 1 second long. So the da, da, da is 1 second long. So this is how a clock sounds like. And the faster it gets, the more beats fit in 1 minute. So 120 will be 2 beats per second, etc. So I'll stop this. If you don't have a metronome, you can also use a clock when you're singing on a 60 beats per minute. Now we're gonna do exercise with the metronome. So make sure you download a metronome and you can do this yourself. Even Google has a metronome. If you just type metronome, it comes up, a little app comes up. And when you have it, we can continue the exercise. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is set the metronome on 60 on 4/4. Sounds like this. And the thing we're gonna do is clap on the beat. All right, it should go like this. The thing is, you have to put your metronome away, because now I'm cheating, because I can see the dots going from the left to right. So I put it on the side or somewhere you can see it, and try to clap along with the beat. You'll see it's not that easy, because you have to be very accurate. And one thing that's going to help you is having a movement or a motion. What I mean is that you don't just take your hands apart when you have to clap like this, but try to feel the beat in a movement. So clap, clap. So you get the clap out, clap out, clap out, clap out, clap out, etc. What it will do, it will help you subdivide the beat. The more subdivisions you'll have, the more accurate you can be. It's gonna make it so much easier because you don't have to estimate when the next beat comes, because you're subdividing, in this case, it into the 8th note. Instead of just thinking the subdivision, try to clap it. So the thing what I did with the clap out, clap out, clap out, clap out. Now we're gonna clap the out. Okay. I will put this harder. All right, try to get along, and you can even pause this video and try it yourself, because it's very hard to clap along with me and my metronome. So take your time. But as you notice, I did the on beat, so when the metronome ticks, a little bit louder, because you always want to feel that pulse of the quarter note. Always stronger on the beat, and the subdivisions are less important. So sounds like this. So on, 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 on. All right. Let's put that out for a second. So we have the subdivisions of the quarter, and then we go to the eighth. But for the last one of this exercise, we're going to subdivide it into 16ths. So every eighth is going to have another subdivision. So every beat that you hear on the beat will be subdivided not into 2, but into 4. So it's going to be... So first we write clap out, clap out, clap out, clap. And then we have the... It's very hard to be on the metronome. So that is what you're gonna try now. So you can pause the video and try it on your own. All right, so you did the exercises and you will notice once again that it's not that easy to be very accurate on the timing. So what I want you to do now is sing it. It's a singing class after all, so we're gonna sing the notes. We're gonna start with the quarter notes and we're gonna do it on ma. So sing the quarter note but have a clear division. So no, don't make it too legato. So we're going to sing. I will show you. So we're going to do like this. Ma, 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 ma. Now you can do it. There we go. 3, 4. So it sounds like ma, 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 ma. All right, now let's try to divide it into 8s. But we'll make the 8s a mu. Sounds like ma. Again, I'm sorry. Ma, mu, 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 ma, mu. All right, you can try. 3, 4. Sounds like ma, mu, 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 ma, mu. Try again. 3 and 4. Mamu, 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 and so on. So once again, you can do these exercises on your own. Just pause the video, put on the metronome on 60, or tomorrow when you want to do the exercise, just write the exercise down and try. All right, now let's divide it into 16ths. It's gonna be, this one is easy if you write it down. I'm gonna do it also. Ma, mi, mo, my. So we got the ma, mi, mami, mu, mi, mami, mu, mi, mami, mu, mi, and so on. Sounds like this. 3, 4. Mami, mu, mi, 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 mami, mu, mi. All right, try. 3 and 4. Mami, mumi, mami, mumi, mami, mumi, mami, mumi. You try. 3 and 4. Mami, mumi, mami, mumi, mami, mumi, mami, mumi, and so on. What will help you is to make an accent on the quarter note. So you'll hear that I do mami, mumi. My dog is snoring very loud in the background. We do Mummy, 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 mummy. So make an accent on the ma. I'm gonna put my dog in another room and I'll be back. All right, and we're back. I stopped the metronome, and these subdivisions that we talked about are so important, and the accents are very important too. So when you're singing fast pieces, for example, like runs, like fast R&B runs, or when you're singing scales, it's always good to group them. So know where your divisions are. Think in divisions. It's much easier than not knowing where your anchor points are. So, for example, I took the Sir Duke tune. Let's see. Sir Duke from Stevie Wonder. You can always sing a riff. So it sounds like da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da da. All right, when you sing it a cappella, you will hear certain kinds of groups form. So we have the da 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 da. For me, that's one group. Then we have the ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da da da. So that's two groups for me also. When you're aware of them, you're much more flowing over the melody, which will sound free and groovy because your timing is on point. It gets more accurate when you keep the subdivisions and groups in mind. So we have the da 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 ba ba da 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 ba da da da. And when I let go of these subdivisions, it will sound more messy. It will sound like this. Da da na 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 da 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 da. It will sound more lazy instead of da 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 da. All right, that's just a little example. And for you, it's very important to practice these things a cappella and watch the groups form of subdivisions from the song you're singing or your own written song. Your timing will improve massively if you just take the metronome, put it on the beat that it's on, or just you can also put it a little bit slower so you have the time to see where the subdivisions are, and just try to exercise and see if you can hear where the beat is, where the subdivisions are. You will also become aware that not everything, not every song starts on the beat on the song, so on the one. So not all the vocal lines start like 1, 2, 3, 4, sing. In the Sir Duke tune, it's also not starting on the one. Let me check where it is. There we go. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we're not starting on the one. And it's also in the pre-chorus thing. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen where the song is now. 4. So it's before the one in the pre-chorus, and in the verses we are after the one. You will become so much more accurate when you feel the pulse of these subdivisions and where your vocal lines are starting. So you will never be ahead in your timing. So all these things together combined, when you know where the pulse of the song is, where the subdivisions are, you will be prepared of when you have to enter the song, enter the verse with your vocal lines. You will become so much more accurate when you feel the pulse of these subdivisions. Otherwise, you just have to estimate, and I have a lot of students which have problems with getting the timing right because they leave out a smaller subdivision or don't feel them or don't know where they are. we have to start on the second 16th note of the measure or on the last 16th note. You know, it's so difficult to start when you don't know where the 16th notes are, but you're just feeling the quarter notes. So start hearing these subdivisions and try to hear where the vocals are going. All right, these are a few important things from this lesson, from these exercises. It's always good to try to feel the movement. So feel the pulse when you're singing. When you're having trouble with the timing, start subdividing the vocal notes, but also try to feel the pulse by moving on the song. So the whole lesson you see me doing this, dancing a little bit, because that's where the pulse is. So when we have this song, and you try to move a little bit on the song, you will feel the pulse when you're dancing, when you clap along. And then try to make them smaller. Listen to the drums. You can subdivide the pulse and try to experiment with this in a few different songs, and you will notice your timing will get better and better just when you know some little bit of the theory of the song. All right, I hope this helped you a little bit today and it helped you a lot with your timing. Keep in mind, when you know the timing, when you know exactly where which note hits, when you can sing it almost like a robot, that accurate, then it's the time to let it a little bit loose and have fun with it, because music is feeling, and when you want to sing a song a little bit lazy, let's do it, but it's very important to know the theory of it, especially when you're playing together with other musicians. All right, this was the lesson of today. I hope you have fun. You had fun. I sure did. And I'll see you next lesson. All right, bye-bye.